done.
Hey guys, why don't we begin by introducing ourselves, I guess. I'm David Kelleher.
Fred? I'm Ann Schreiber.
And we're members of the Electronic Media Advisory Committee.
Correct. So do we have an agenda that we're going to try to follow today? I know we have a couple of members that aren't present. Is there an agenda that we're going to proceed with?
I just wrote up a very quick one, and we were going to talk about nominations and a vote on the new chair, and it looks like Jill would like to be chair. She's already mentioned that, and she would come tonight, but she had a last minute event surface and she couldn't make it.
And she would be a good choice because she has experience with websites and she's active in the community and she knows the schools, and we're all residents and we're all here to help, but she'd be a good chair. And since she's not here, she can't resist, right? She raised her hand.
I think she also runs the Lower Makefield Township is a great place to live site. So that's one other place she has her, or on other way, she has her finger on the pulse of what's going on in the LMT.
Well, I think we have a quorum with the three of us. Do we want to proceed with a vote? And I mean, because I'll nominate Jill if we want to go that route.
I'll second.
So let's do it.
All right, I'll poll the board. Jill for chairperson.
Agree.
Aye. So we have three.
Aye.
Jill is our chairperson.
But in her absence, maybe we can lay out some of the issues that we touched on in our last meeting, which is a long time ago, but starting with the website and our superficial evaluation of it and what we need to learn and how we can help to improve it, correct?
Yes, I don't think that any minutes were distributed from that last meeting. We can ask if they were written. Who would we go to? Would we ask Fred? Dave?
Yeah. Yes, we would ask Fred and then he would go to the township and ask for those. Correct.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay, and Fred is Fred Weiss, the supervisor to whom we report or who has
He's our liaison.
oversight.
Yes, not Fred
liaison. No, correct. That's not often you have two Freds in one meeting. So, but he was there the last time. He heard all of this discussion.
Mm-hmm. There were many broken links in the current website that we maintain for LNT, and Josh was going to go through the website and take on the arduous task of documenting all the broken links. And then there were suggestions to refresh web content. A lot of the material or a lot of the content that is up on the website is not terrifically current. And we had also spoken about making materials like forms that we have available to complete. Currently, many of the forms that we have online must be downloaded, printed out, filled in by hand, and then dropped off at the LMT office or mailed in. And before we could go forward with a discussion on what it would take to address that, we had budget considerations. So we still do. So I guess that's something else we wanted to clarify. Fred had mentioned, Fred Weiss, right? Made mention of some budget availability, but I'm unsure exactly what that meant. So we would need to clarify that with him.
As we discussed earlier, I would think that if we're going to be tasked with finding a new website vendor, I don't think too much time should be spent on the old website, unless we're going to try to make those changes and then move to the new website. I think we should probably, again, talk to the liaison, Fred, and find out what we're going to be tasked with. So.
And find out what it is in the collective mind, or at least in the mind of the majority of the supervisors, what it is they want to accomplish and what we can help them with. Some of the things that we discussed as we gathered here, and I had jotted down, and Dave has contributed to the technological comments, is to improve our use of push technology or consider another technology. And I'm not here to suggest it or advocate it, but an app or something that will bring current community issues to the attention of the public and make it more available more quickly, and I'm just rattling these things off as they came to mind. Issues with the railroad crossing, the traffic roundabouts as they were being developed. These are not necessarily current. Traffic repair, road closings, snow removal in big storms, storm removal, trees blocking the road, things that people want to know about now, and they don't want to have to drill down for 20 minutes to find out where it might be listed, or when their leaves are going to be picked up, and certainly the pool, when the pool is open, what are the special activities when the pool has to be closed due to a health problem, as there was last year. There's so many of those things that happen in a community that I think we'd all like to know about faster than we know about it. Then at least I know about it, or I think we know about it. So, that's all. I don't know whether you folks would agree, but I think that's part of the modernization of where we are.
No, I agree, but also I think we should consult with the township employees and see maybe where they are with their technology too, because I think they're digitizing a lot of the records, whether zoning needs to have some sort of maps available online. And again, these could be links that link from our website out to another website. So that's something I think we should talk about too. If there's going to be online payments, whether it be sewer, water, or however that's going to be handled, are those all going to have to be part of our website too? So,
Yeah,
I think talking to the township would be a good idea also.
We got a letter today from the water company, which I haven't digested, but I assume everybody in the township has, correct me if I'm wrong, has the same water company, and the fact that they're going to break up the wastewater, the sewage payments from quarterly to monthly. To me, that's a big deal. I mean, I think it's a big deal because when the bills start to hit, there's going to be a lot of concerned people. So maybe the website should be used to complement their mailings and phone calls, et cetera. So people really know what's going on, and they're just not inundating the township office with what the heck is this all about kind of calls.
Sure. So as far as the website, I guess we should meet again soon to have these discussions with the entire board and with our liaison and Jill. So where would you like to go from here? I mean, outside of the website, is there additional comment?
Well, maybe just to refresh at least my memory, but there's three of us, but what is our relationship, or what is the oversight on the police public safety app and or alarm or service that the chief had instituted, because I think we learned that it was pretty successful, but perhaps could be better used by residents, right? What's that called, Bucks? I have it here and I can't. Pardon?
I think it's Ready Buck.
Ready Bucks, right. Yeah, I think the police department is like the highest profile part of the community until the pool opens or whatever, you know, and maybe they need to have a bigger part of the a bigger piece of the website. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out based on what I've seen the last 6 months. Because I think, I want to say this carefully, I think the print support of Lower Makefield and other township activities in this area is really, really weak. You know, coverage of. And I think maybe the website and or whatever we might be asked to do to help develop can be stronger and less gossip and or rumor focused than it might be elsewhere online. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes you know something happened, you know, a tree fell down in the middle of a road on a Friday night in Lower Makefield, and the local, at least some of what I read, didn't cover it until Wednesday. So not exactly current. So we could help be much more current.
I think these are all great ideas that we can all discuss. And again, if we're going the new direction of a new website, I mean, again, gathering all this information would be fantastic, and have a discussion about, and then again, work with our liaison to bring this to the board, see if there's any staff or administrative tools that are needed for the website, and kind of go from there. I mean, I don't know the process. We'll also have to find the process. Is it RFPs? And then do we review the RFPs, or does the township review the RFPs? I think we should, I think we should come to the table with a list of items based on all our backgrounds of needs that need to be addressed in a new website.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm sure Jill has ideas, and Josh would have the perspective of the school board, right? I mean,
Yes.
of educational issues, and not that this is the school board, but how they might interface with this website, whether it's transportation or kids' activities, or I don't know. I'm just sort of blowing a little smoke here, but I guess that's the way people think.
Well, I think being community facing, I'm sure Josh kind of knows what goes on behind the scenes with their website, and again, how it's utilized. So I'm sure there's tools there that could be implemented into what we're doing. So, but again, website aside, anything else on the agenda that we want to discuss?
No.
Do we need to bring up the cable issues that were last time, or are they pretty much were being resolved and handled and renegotiated by the township, right?
I'm not sure the franchise agreement has been signed. I know that the grant money has been allocated, and we've been able to purchase new equipment for that, based on that for our broadcasts. But I don't know who has signed, whether it's Verizon, Comcast. That'd be a township question.
Yeah, I don't know. That was an unanswered question after our last meeting, I think, at least for me.
I think that Fred said that some of those issues were going to be brought up at an upcoming township meeting.
Okay.
And Zach he was pretty much the expert on the committee regarding all things cable.
Correct.
And his point was that nobody, or it's not part of the mechanism any longer to run decisions regarding cable through us. Since we're an advisory meeting, that was Zach's issue. We're not advising on anything. So
As it was when he first joined it, I guess.
right. And that was years ago.
Well, perhaps we ought to see if we can connect ourselves I don't know if this is appropriate or kosher, but connect the committee with Fred Weiss for just a meeting to talk about goals and where we stand as an advisory arm to the township management, so that we know exactly what is expected of us rather than, pontificating on what it is we can do if the door is not open to receive the mail,
Mhm. Yeah, I think Jill is very good at that. So I think we've elected a good chairperson who will stay on top of the issue and get everyone together. So I think we've definitely selected a good chairperson.
Well, I would recommend we make her look at this tape.
So yeah, as far as cable television, if you kind of look at where we are now, when we have meetings, our township board of supervisors, the meetings are being pushed live to Comcast, Verizon, to Facebook, to YouTube, to Vimeo. So it's interesting to where we were to where we are now. So as far as communication and being out there, and then again, the meetings are recorded and pushed to they're on YouTube, archived on YouTube, archived on the website. So I mean, and Facebook. So they're out there, these meetings. So I think that's one big step that we've made over the years.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, and I think as this board goes, if there's other options or things that we should be doing, I think those are recommendations that we'd make. If there's another platform that we should be on, I think that's again what this board's kind of being tasked with also.
We don't interface directly. I should know the answer to this because I guess I'm a user like most other people, but we don't interface or reflect activities at the Bucks County libraries, do we? They have their own, of course, they have their own website for the mechanical issues, but are they plugged into us for openings, closings, cancellations, or things like that? Or did I just dream all this?
When you say plugged in, you mean?
Are we a conduit for their information on this website? Because I didn't look for that within the last few days.
On our website, I don't think so.
Okay, all
They're
right.
not, right. They are independent.
Yeah, I just perceive them as part of the complex because of the location,
Sure, right. All right.
Yeah.
So Fred, are you saying is the Yardley branch plugged in to the website? Not the entire Bucks County library system, but you're asking specifically about the Yardley branch.
Yeah, I keep forgetting there's more to this. There's a lot more to the system than just the library on Edgewood Road, right?
Well, that might be something to explore. So, Dave, how did you know that whether that there's the possibility of actually completely redoing the website, the LNT website?
that's been discussions that we've had in these meetings. 2 meetings ago, there was talk about that. I mean, we discussed the need for it. I never heard of a number, a budget number or anything like that, but I did hear, I mean, we've been having these discussions the last couple of meetings. So that's why I said it would be a discussion with Fred to say, are we being tasked with that? And then making the recommendations as the advisory board to the supervisors as far as what the content of that website should be and the functionality.
Mhm. Okay.
But again, is it a new website versus redesigning this one or making this one more functional? I don't know. That's something that needs to be discussed.
Yeah, and it would also depend on who would do it and what that would cost. And like you said, would there be an RFP? So it's kind of a chicken or the egg thing. Do we make recommendations ahead of time, or do we clarify that there is a budget and demand for a new website, right?
Right.
So that's something we need to clarify.
Or an alternative, like a Lower Makefield app, which we don't have, correct?
There is no specific app. There's just our website. That's all I know of.
And maybe some informal survey as to what our residents would use more, because the culture has certainly become very app friendly. It's not necessarily cheap to do, but that's not for us to decide either. Just part of our discussion points.
Sure.
Well,
Do we want
Erica,
to try?
I'm sorry. Do we know, Erica, has anybody asked to speak or passed on questions or?
There's no public comment.
Okay.
I'm actually on Facebook right now. There's one other person on. So
Okay.
that's it. So we're not a big draw.
So well, you're competing again. This is not competitive with the NCAA, certainly. What I would suggest as a member that we attempt to have group dialogue with, including Josh and Fred Weiss and Jill, of course, and see if we can get some answers to focus on what it is we should do when we meet again, and be more specific rather than just hypothesizing and wishing.
Well, that's one of the responsibilities of the chair, is to set the agenda. So we've given Jill that task, whether she wants it or not. She's now our chair, and
She did. She asked for it.
Okay.
Yeah, and she'll be able to watch this. So if we don't tell her individually, which we can do, she can certainly watch this and get the flavor of where we were.
Sure. Sure. All right. So then I guess we're kind of we'll wait till Jill sets that meeting and then we'll reconvene.
Okay, I would second that motion.
All right, so do we have a motion to adjourn?
I second. All right, I move to adjourn.
I second it as well.
Okay. All in favor? Aye.
Bye. Bye.
Thanks, Erica.